Welcome to Donna and Friends. Sitting with me today is none other than the superintendent of our school district, Kolin Knight. How are you?
Oh, doing great. Thanks for having me here today.
Hey, I'm excited to have you here. You know, last week was a big deal, last Monday in particular, with the annual school rally, and we missed each other.
Yes, there's a few people there.
Right, like 25,000, something like that.
Yeah.
Was that amazing?
Yeah, that was. That was actually probably one of the first big rallies I've ever been to. Me
too.
I was in the classroom back when they did 1017, which was that last big rally, and it was pretty impressive to see that many people there.
Well, and what a positive rally. You know, you get your point. It showed me you can go to the Capitol in that large of a number, 25,000 plus, get your points across in such a positive way.
Yeah, it was very positive, and I was pleased to see the number of parents that were there, and I think that's the most important thing.
Yes.
To see, and there were a lot of parents with kids there, walking around. I saw a lot of young kids, holding hands with their mom and their dad, walking around, and it was a very positive. It's kind of sad that we got to do something like that to get the attention, but it's time.
Well, I see nothing wrong with that rally. In fact, I think it just keeps ever present, in the minds of our senators and our representatives, our government, up to Governor Mary Fallon, that our education is important.
Yes, it is. And, since I've been superintendent in Cushing, I took over in July 1, and this is my 5th year. And by August, after we'd already hired our employees, that was when the first cuts hit. And, of course, it was supposed to be for a year or two, and here we are in year 5, and we still haven't been refunded on that. And, and that's a lot of money. You're looking at $200,000 to $300,000 probably per year that we've been shorted. I mean, our budget last year when we finished up was still about $250,000 less than it was at the end of '08.
Wow.
So if you think about that many years later, we're still that far behind. And basically, what schools do is the first area you probably cut is a lot of times is maintenance. You kind of do survival maintenance, and that adds up over time.
Yes,
and
it
then
does.
People notice that, like when we were doing the bond issue last year, people asked about, why isn't this repaired, that repaired, and
sure,
and that's the reality of that's what happens, and that's one of the things that happens. You try to protect the classroom as much as possible.
Right.
So, I'm sure patrons do that with their own budget. If their wages are cut, you're probably not going to paint the house this summer. You're going to make other choices. So.
Exactly. Well, another reason I wanted you to come in studio today is to give us an update on the current new school project.
Well, and that is exciting, and I have to say, real quick before we even get into that, school funding, we have different funds, and people need to understand that, because sometimes they question, we're talking about limited funds on operating the school, but why are we building a new building?
Sure.
And that's the voters voted to support the construction of a school, and a new school, and do repairs at our high school, and that money's dedicated to that. And then we have our general fund that we operate on, and so we have to follow the guidelines and rules, right?
Exactly, they don't intermix.
Right, yeah, we can't use the bond money to build a school to operate our school.
Exactly, because you have a shortfall.
Yeah. We told the patrons we're going to build a school, and that's what we're going to do.
Right.
And so sometimes people get confused about that. Well, if you're
understandable.
building
Same way with our city government. When I attend city meetings, there are funds that are appropriated in specific areas, and you can't take one fund and cross it over into another situation.
Correct. But back to the school, it's going great. It's very exciting. We're I always want to knock on wood when I say this, but we're ahead of schedule. It's going very well. In fact, they're pouring the first footing today. I believe one of the big footings is being poured today. Of course, we did a cooperative agreement with the city on the sewer sanitation line that you can see that's being put in now. If you drive down there, you see the evidence of that. And of course, our water line's being put in, and we finally got internet out there to the construction trailer, so we'll have our camera up and running shortly within the next couple of weeks. So patrons will be able to go to the school website and view the progress. The progress, absolutely.
Yes, for our viewers, there will actually be a cam set up on location to where you can go to the school website, and you might give that school website, Kolin, for I believe it is, and it's long. It's long, like Cushing.
Well, just
I
type
know.
in Cushing Public Schools in Google, and it'll.
Google is best. We
Yes,
love-
because I don't ever type it in because I just have it saved. So I'm gonna say,
Well, guess what? I have it saved as well.
that's really bad.
I'd be hard pressed, but that is where you want to go to get that cam once it's set up in a couple of weeks.
Right.
I think that is an exciting way to keep the public abreast of the actual goings on out there and what's happening.
Yes, yeah, it is, and we're we had great bids, and we had a lot of competition for the construction of
That's great.
on the building of the actual building. So and now we're going to be able to expand the infrastructure as far as the roads into the facility. We're designing a road to go south to Harmony Road. Excuse me, not
Nice.
Harmony, 9th Street. We
Right.
have the road people can see going to Harmony Road, and our architect and engineers are designing a road that we will put out to bid to go to 9th Street as well. So that'll really help with the flow.
So when I
traffic.
hear you saying that, there are also plans, of course, included for what would be potential merging traffic out there once the school's complete. I know they'll probably considering all of that in the area as the city, and then
Yes.
also as in your plans.
Right. I mean, the 9th Street and Harmony Road are county. So,
Right. And a lot of people don't understand that. One side of it's county and one side of it is considered the city.
if we go west back into town from that site, which there are possibilities there, that would be the city. But the 9th Street and Harmony Road are the county, and
Right.
and we've, like I said, I obviously communicate with Zach Cabot on that, our commissioner, and
Great guy, isn't he?
Yes, and to make plans. I mean, I
Right.
know the school's coming, the traffic's coming. As far as our roads leaving the campus, they're quite wide. They're going to be nice roads leaving the campus. They're going to have turning lanes, right or left, and then of course your entrance lane. So we'll have basically 3 lanes when they get close to Harmony, and we'll probably do the same thing when it goes down to 9th Street.
Right.
And there's a hill there where it can come out on 9th Street that has really good visibility. So
Excellent.
if people are concerned about that, it'll be
Yes.
more toward the west edge of our property there. But there's a real good spot where you can drive out and see left and right.
And that's
it's very
important.
visible. Yes, so
Very
that'll
important.
help immensely. We're excited that we're able to do that.
You bet.
Part of the to add that road.
Right. Well, it's an exciting situation, and it's great to know that you can kind of watch it as it progresses. Another thing I want to talk about currently at the high school, let's talk about the track.
Well, yeah, that was disappointing. We in the bid to do the resurfacing of the track this time, we were going to redo the undersurface. It's basically an asphalt undersurface, and then
Right.
the track surface is put on top of the asphalt. And so they were replacing the asphalt. And when they took the asphalt off the south end of the track and started working the soil to prep it for the new asphalt, it got softer and softer, and they discovered they had a water problem. And which we haven't seen any evidence of that. So,
Isn't that something?
Yeah, and it turned out to be it held the project up because the fix was way more than it was. They can do change orders for up to 15% of the bid, and that was going to exceed that. So we were in a situation where we had to go out and get quotes, and we ended up. The good news is this week we're having a board meeting tomorrow. Matter of fact, at noon, a special meeting to the school board will be reviewing a quote that's within the dollar amount. It has to be under $50,000 to get it to proceed and stabilize the soil so that we can go forward with it. So that'll hopefully get moving again. The disappointing thing is we were hustling. We were supposed to have that done before track season, and we wanted to get it done for the track kids.
The
And of
best
course,
laid plans.
Yes, and then who would imagine we would have water problems? So of course we're putting in the repair is stabilizing the soil and putting in a French drain type
Right.
system to make sure the water
Right.
doesn't gather underneath that area.
So in your best guesstimation, I should say, when do you feel like once you get through the repairs, what are we kind of looking at as
We're
a target
probably
date?
still looking at 5 weeks
Okay.
to 6 weeks.
Okay.
And that'd be if things go just right. So
Yes.
I know that the quote that we're looking at, that contractor wants to get in and do it right away because he's got other work to do. So so that's good because
That is
that's
good.
why we're doing the special meeting to get it done for the board to take action on it. And once that happens, then we're looking at probably 3 weeks it'll be, like I said, 2 weeks for him to do that roughly, and then another 3 weeks to lay the surface and finish it
Well,
up.
I have to say, the track, in a sense, is, I think, always been taken for granted. It's there. People are walking
Yeah.
it. So, in doing all this, I think people are going to really appreciate it when it's back and in working order, not only for the students, but so many people in the community that use it.
Yes, and we've made other improvements to the track too. If you notice, I'm doing a lot of trenching and dirt work
have.
out there. For example, Relay for Life is coming up out
Right.
there, and since we were tearing the track up and replacing all that, of course we're adding electrical outlets onto the field, so we
Isn't
don't
that
have to run
great?
all the extension cords and putting power on both sides of the field, and so we're making a lot of other improvements other than just the track surface. And of course, we're getting a new scoreboard. We've had some very generous
Exciting.
businesses in the community purchase that scoreboard, and that'll be going up, and that's going to be a great addition. And the timing's great because, again, we can, all the wiring's being done for that at the same time, and it's
Well, I have to say, it sounds like this upcoming football season is going to get real exciting with the new scoreboard.
It really is, but I tell you, that scoreboard is going to be so versatile. It's going to be, I can't imagine how great it'd be for Relay for Life, because you can have your
Yes.
speakers on this. It's got a big screen in the middle of the scoreboard so when people are talking, you can see the interviews, see the people being
Isn't that
interviewed.
something?
So that'll be a wonderful addition for many of the events that we hold there.
It sure will. I'm excited about it. I tell
Yeah.
you what, we'll be back in a little bit with more of Donna and Friends.
You're watching RDMG TV.